Thank you very much for giving such a nice opportunity for talking about organization development, especially in the current situations. I'm really thankful for inviting me, and this is very important. And I think a best time to understand some recent developments in the organizations and how future organizations are going to be. So that is what we are going to talk about today. But before starting any conversation on today's topic, I will try to keep it a brief session of 30 minutes where I will discuss a few things which are very much relevant, not only with the organization perspective, but also as an individual and for a students of business management, organization development and change. You should understand these concepts and this would be very beneficial for your future perspective also. So that is why I kept it on, especially focus on this point. But before starting, let me advertise myself. I think most of these things have already been told by Dr. Sobia. Thank you very much. But let me repeat them quickly again. So I'm Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi, basically Director Connecting Asia, also working in University Technical Malaysia, Melaka. I'm also President of the Association of Professional Researchers and Academicians, the APRA, and also I'm Director and also editor of journals in Reader Insight Publisher. This is my brief profile. My work, as it has been mentioned already, I have published more than 150 research articles up till now with H index of 22 and 52 I10 index. I think this is the previous slide. Currently, my citations are more than 2,500. So I have already authored 3 books. So this is the brief introduction of myself. But let's talk about today's topic, very important and crucial, because we all are trapped into the situation where we are very uncertain about the future. Especially, we already know the pandemic is here and we are already witnessing these changes in front of us. So that is why it is very important to understand what would be the future. So these concepts basically are the combination of researchers from different fields and also my personal experience. So this presentation may not be directly relevant with what you learn from the different book, but practically it is what happening these days, and that's why these are very important for all of you. First, the learning outcomes for this lecture, mainly we will be focusing on the current situation, understanding what is the current situation now. Second thing, we will learn about the future landscape. What is the future and what are the major challenges organizations are facing nowadays and how they are going to counter these situations, and what is in for us as a student, as a business entrepreneur, or maybe the job seeker in the future, what we are going to get from these all changes and how we can shape ourselves that we can maximize the opportunities available in the future market. So that would be my main learning outcomes for this lecture. So I'll try to keep it brief, but mainly I'll discuss about the digitalization aspects. So let's discuss about the current situation. I think everybody knows this situation. This is the very famous picture. Since last 2 years, I can see that everybody is familiar with this situation. This thing hampered all our, I think, the performance, perceptions. Emotionally, it is hurting us. Physically, it is hurting us, and also the businesses. This is COVID-19 situation. So COVID-19, obviously, it is an unprecedented situation, which leads us to many challenges, not only as an individual, but also organization are feeling same. So the situation, let me just give you a brief overview of what is happening around us nowadays. So you can see this and you are also experiencing these situations, okay? So the first thing we want to see is the world is looking at the digital transformation. The future is being transformed now. And I think we are already witnessing these digital transformation. As an academician, we are the one who are most affected from this working from home situation, because before this we were working for 8 hours only, and now we are working for 24 hours. So digitalization have changed everything. It's not that it becomes easy, but it is bringing a new challenges for all of us. So means we are experiencing this digital transformation. The second thing, obviously, the business has been reshaped at large. If you can see that most of the businesses, they are doing online, and they are branchless businesses or shopless businesses. Even now, we don't need to have huge inventory, or um, all these requirements have been changed because we learn new things during this pandemic situation. This is the most important part. The business have been reshaped at large. So I will discuss in later on how we can get this thing in our benefits. So that would be my point again. Obviously, as an academician, we can see that the business also affected, and also education sector is no exception. So we are also witnessing the digitalization. Before this, we were planning to move to digitalization or online classrooms and all this, but this plan was long term. But with this pandemic happens, we have to do everything suddenly. So we are taking online classes. Everything is online. Now this thing brings a huge opportunity for us. If you see, I am presenting in front of you today, in 1,000 miles away. It means that this gives us opportunity also. It's not only doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, doctor, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Yes, we
education.
can hear you.
Okay. So education also reform. Now, healthcare services, we can see that it is a big sector of economy. Now it is experiencing a lot of pressure, and also digitalization. So this is also a avenue where we can learn that what are the opportunities available in these sectors. Okay. Now societies have already adopted new normals. You can see that most of the societies are adopting new normal. So we are working from home, social distancing is there. So all these are parameters of current situation. This is what I explain in many of my presentations, where I discuss, okay, this is the current situation. And you can see all of them in front of you. It is happening there. You cannot take face-to-face classes. You are doing online classes. You are experiencing digitalization at the maximum. Okay, so this is the current situation. We have reform, and the changes are obvious. Now from here we have a certain question. We know that the situation is being changed, and we are experiencing digitalization. But what do you think, what is the future? Are we going to adopt this as a permanent one, or we are going back to the normal, so pre pandemic normal situation? That is the question everyone is asking now. So once we get out of this pandemic situation, are we going to do business as normal before we were doing before the pandemic happens, or we will continue with the new normal? This is every organization is thinking, and every individual is looking at. Now it's very clear answer from my side. The world is not going to be like before. It's not going to happen. Although pandemic is going to over, maybe we can cover this situation within 1 year or 2 year maximum, inshallah, if things are going well. But still, we are not like before. The things would be changed. The things not would be changed. It is already being changed, and it can never be come to the back to the normal. So we are going to adopt the new normal, at least for business purposes. That is my understanding. So with this understanding, obviously future landscape of the organization is going to be changed. The requirement of skills is going to be changed. The requirement of businesses are going to be changed. So what we need to understand is what we were thinking in the past, it may not be relevant in the future. So that is why we need to understand what is relevant for the future, how we predict this change and how we can counter this disruption. So this is what we are going to learn a few tricks in this lecture. Now, as I mentioned, the world is not going to be the way it was before pandemic, but this is not only challenge for individual, it is also challenge for the organization. So what are the major challenges for the organization due to this pandemic and this situation, and how they are going to meet the future requirement or future changes? Okay. Now I categorize these major challenges which organizations are going to face in the future due to these changes, due to this pandemic situation or uncertain situation. There are three major categories which I categorize them. The first is organizational resilience. Obviously, we have to develop that capabilities to counter the current situation. And this situation may occur in the future also. It's not that it is going to happen again and again, but still there is a possibility. And we should be prepared for this. So the first thing organizations are thinking, are we able to counter this situation? And what if it happens in the future also? So that is why resilience comes in. We have to protect our organizational performance from these disruptions. Okay. So these disruption can be due to any form of changes, okay, due to pandemic, due to war, due to any other business legislation process or deglobalization. All these concepts are there. But remember, this is the most important part which organizations are looking for. The second component is digitalization. This is what we are going to talk about today. The second important factor which organizations are looking for is digitalization, how they can meet with the digitalization requirement, how they can develop digital business ecosystems, how they can develop digital supply chain. If something like this happens again, are we able to respond it in a better way? The way we respond this time, we can respond in a better way in future also. So that's the digitalization part. So can we do digitalization of all business? Obviously we have transformed some of the business to digital format, but unfortunately this performance is not satisfactory. Why it is not satisfactory? The supply chain is still not digitalized. Any other form of business, there are many other form of businesses that where we interact with human and we are not fully digitalized. Okay, so that is also another point of concern for the organization. And obviously the third component is sustainability. They want to produce products, but at the same time they want to protect the environment, society and economy as well. So this is sustainability. I will explain each of them in a little bit detail, not too much detail, but my focus would be more on digitalization. That is what, because I think I am not able to cover all these concepts in one lecture. So I'll try to cover only digitalization part because this is more relevant with the current situation. Okay, let's talk about the resilience first. So what is resilience and how we can develop this? Now, resilience is ability to safeguard organization from the disruption. Very simple. It is like how much is your organization adaptable, how much they can learn new skills, and how much they can transform themselves quickly, okay, in order to respond to the changes in the environment. Okay, so that is very important component, and I hope so this you have already studied in the organization design and change management. Okay, very important concept. But the main purpose of resilience or organizational resilience is to improve your ongoing performance. The point is you have to improve your performance through responding to the environmental changes, through responding to the digital or any form of disruption. So now we have health disruptions, not only digital disruption, But there are technological disruptions also. We have different form of technologies, incremental and radical. When we have radical technologies, they are also a form of disruptions. Okay, so these all disruptions, how we can respond to them. So there are three important parameters for resilience. The first one, organizations should be adaptable, they should be flexible, and they should be learning organization, learning ability. So continuous learning will allow you to respond to any type of the situation in a better way. Okay, so this is how resilience is working in the organization. Now second point is, now the second point is about sustainability. Obviously the resources is our important concern. The resources can be water, can be material, can be energy, anything which we consume during the manufacturing or providing services processes. Okay, so when we use these types of energies, they can damage our environment and also increase the cost, and also they are not acceptable for the societies. We are putting future in danger. So that is why sustainability is an important concern for the organizations in the future. So what they are looking at, they are trying to reduce the cost by reducing the material utilization, energy utilization, and other form of resource consumption. Okay, and then they are trying to protect the environment from the harmful effect of manufacturing process or services. Even the process of this development, it have ecological cost. So they are trying to remove this or mitigate this effect of manufacturing process. And also the social impact. Organizations, they have social impact also. So they are trying to improve the social impact of the organization by investing in the human welfare, healthcare, and all other types of the help which we can provide to the society. So this is how sustainability pyramid is working for the organizations. Okay. Now, the first thing, organization should be resilient. The second, they should be sustainable. Now, the third part, which is the most concerning part for today's lecture, this is digitalization. Now, digitalization can give you answer to all these questions, because digitalization can reduce the resource utilization. Digitalization can give you social impact. It can give you ability to transform your organization quickly or your business quickly. That means that if you focus on digitalization, all other aspects you can merge within the digitalization. This is my personal opinion. So digitalization is the more focus for the organization nowadays. So that's why we will talk about the digitalization. Now, digitalization, when I talk about this word digitalization, it it discusses three important aspects of organization, which is digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. These three are basically your past, present, and future. So digitization means that you are learning or fixing your past. So whatever is happened already, you are trying to digitize that, or you are trying to fix that in the form of digitalization. Okay, and then digitalization means what is your current activities, procedures, and processes. So try to use them or try to transform them into digitalization. And digital transformation means that the strategy of the organization to transform themselves as a complete digital organization in the future. Okay, so this is digital transformation. So if I simply discuss these 3 points, the first is digitization, fixing the past. The future is digitalization. Sorry, focus on present is the digitalization, and digital transformation is your future, creating digital products, services, or processes. This is, I take this picture from digital transformation course. Okay, so that's why they were just available at Google if you want to see this. So these are the three stages of your digital transformation process. So organizations are digitally transforming. Okay, now digital transformation give us a lot of opportunities. Okay, now if you see this pandemic situation, they led us to what I can say, the quick digitalization or digital transformation. Before this, we were planning to have digital transformation, and it was the plan of many organizations, countries, and nations. But what happened? The plan was of, for example, some countries they were having Vision 2030, Vision 2025. So it was a strategic plan, and slowly countries were moving toward the digitalization, digital transformation. But what happened? This pandemic act as a catalyst for the digital transformation. So this situation brings us to a point where we have to move everything on the digital platform, on the digital transformation, whether we like it or not. It is the need of the day. So that's why this pandemic led us to fostering the digital transformation process. Obviously, everything is being digitalized now, and you are looking for new ideas to sell your product online, to develop your virtual products, and many other options have been evolved over the year. Okay, so this digital technologies are being improved, I think, more than ever in these 2 or 3 years, unprecedented rate, because you can see that blockchain technologies are there, augmented realities are there. If you are sitting here, even you can talk to the people who are not present there, but still you can use a holographic image of those people, and you can just talk to them like the way you are talking face to face. And this transformation can be experienced in all form of businesses. Even you can see this in, for example, tourism. You can see this in banking system. Fintechs are there. You can see in these transformation in education. You can see, especially in healthcare services. Now you can have a mobile application which can assist you as per your requirements. So you have digital doctor now. If you go to, I think if you are using Apple, or if you are using Android, you can go to the application store and just type digital doctor. It will give you options that there are many applications which are available who can assist you as a digital doctor. They can track your health, and they can give you some suggestions based on your health also. Okay, so this is the transformation of digital technologies. Now, with this, one thing is very clear. We have a lot of opportunities open now. Before this, businesses were a bit difficult. Now, I must say, if you have basic knowledge of computers and digital technologies, you can do any form of business with ease. You don't need a specific inventory. You don't need a specific office. You don't need anything. You can just start your business by registering yourself in any application. For example, Amazon and all other applications are there, Alibaba. So many applications are there where you can sell your product. So it means that it gives you a lot of opportunities. So try to learn this change. Try to optimize what you can get from this unprecedented pace of digitalization which we are experiencing now. Okay, so this is what we need to learn. But how we need to unlock these opportunities? What are the major components or major skills we need for the future organization? Now, as I mentioned, that organizations are exploring new opportunities now, because digitalization brings a lot of new opportunities. Okay, so that is why we are creating new opportunities, or businesses are doing creating new opportunities, and also learning opportunities, because learning is very important to embrace any change. So that's why you have to strategize for the learning opportunities again. And we can see that now learning are beyond boundaries. So you can see the transformation is there. So world is more open, and you have more opportunities. Obviously, these opportunities are beyond boundaries. There are no restrictions. You can do business in USA sitting here. You can do business in any other countries. You can do a lot of business without doing any expenditure or any business opening in those areas. Okay, so these are all business opportunities and the opportunities we are facing from digitalization process. Okay, so I hope so up till here everything is clear. If you have any question, anything, you can ask me, or we can do this question answer session at the end of this presentation. So let's move on. So we understand this point first. We have the we have covered three important components. Okay, just give me one moment, please.
We will be having a question and answer session at the end of the guest speaker session, right? So the speaker will resume the presentation, and after Doctor, I think at the end of the your presentation, we will be having a question and answer session.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for interruption. Okay, let's just start. So we have these things ready with us. We have opportunities. We have digital transformation and quick changes around us. We are witnessing all this, and organizations are preparing for this. Some organizations, they were already preparing. So that's why they adopted this new normal so quickly. But some organizations, they were not very much ready. That's why they faced a lot of difficulties in this digital age. Now, what would be the future, and what type of organizations, what type of skills and strategies they are looking for? Now, being a student of organization design, you should be able to understand in the future organization, we have a lot of opportunities, but these opportunities may not be like the work you do before. The skill set required for the future organization is entirely different. Okay, so that's why we have to understand with the changes in the organization, the future businesses will be changed and the future requirement of skills will also be changed. So that is why we need to understand what type of skills we should develop for the future organization or to get success in our career and also in our businesses. Okay, so this is what we are looking for today. Okay, so what would be the main skill? So what I did, I just took from a World Economic Forum the 4 important skills for the future jobs, which may be very interesting, and I will tell you how you can create these skills while learning organization design and organizational change. Okay, now first thing which organizations are looking for is problem solving. The future organization may be working in more complex environments. Okay, so these environments are not the same the way you are working now. Maybe the environments are more complex, so people with only uh, creating maybe excuses or uh, just naive people, they may not be able to counter the future requirement, or they would not be able to secure their future, because the problem solving is the most important skills future jobs or future organizations are required. For example, if you are working in any organization, okay, and you are uh, facing a few issues related to your computers, related to your product, and you are able to solve them by your own, rather than reporting and rather than bringing this to the knowledge of other people and then make decision, that will slow down the process. But if you can solve those issues or those challenges at your end and at your position, that would be a very important skill for the future. So problem solving, critical thinking is very important skill. I will explain what are the problem solving skills so you can understand these skills very clearly, and you can learn whether you have these skills or not. Okay, so you can just analyze yourself for this. The second thing is self-management. Now, self-management is in two important aspects. The first one is basically your internal self, stress management, time management, something like this. And second thing is learning ability, whether you are able to learn new skill. In my opinion, there is only one skill which you are going to need in future much more than any other. It is learning ability. Okay, so if you can learn new skills quick, it means that you are the person organization they need. Or even though you are doing your own business, you can develop a lot of products and services if you have this ability to learn new skills quickly. Okay, so self management is important. And then working with the people. Now when you are working with the people, there are two aspects. Either you can be a leader or you can create social impact. I will discuss these points in a while. Okay, and the fourth skill, which according to World Economic Forum, the requirement of 2030 jobs is technology use. How efficiently you are using technology. That is where digitalization comes in. Now, if I say all these four skills you can develop by using digital technologies, I will explain each of them. But remember, these are the four important skill set which according to World Economic Forum, the future organization they may need in their employees. Okay, and because they are embracing change, every organization is looking for digitalization. The change is obviously happening very quickly nowadays. So disruption, they need these types of skill in order to be more resilient, more sustainable, and more digitalized. So let's talk about these skills one by one quickly, and that would be the end of my presentation. So I just wanted to sum up this presentation with the skill set which you need for digitalization. The first thing, problem solving. Now these are important problem solving skills. Okay, analytical thinking, this is where data analytics, critical thinking, and all these are coming. Now you can use computer aided techniques in problem solving also. So you have decision support system, you have data analytics. So data-based decision or data-driven decision would be the future. Okay. So if you want to be a future leader, obviously you need to have these abilities, problem solving, especially analytical thinking, complex problem solving, critical thinking and analytics, creativity and innovation. If you remember, some of you maybe they are familiar with this. Google have recently started a course on data analytics, and they claim that you don't need any degree. If you are doing data analytics, you can do anything in your business because everything is based on the algorithms now. Now, my question to all of you, if you think what is important for any organization in terms of customer, so they actually what they need from the customer. Also, obviously, they need product to be bought by the customer. But if you think deeply, they just want customers' attention. That is why they do advertisement. That is why they do marketing, right? So they need customers' attention. They want to see customer watching their advertisements, buying their product, looking at their website. So all these are basically customers' attention, right? And if I say, where is the people's attention nowadays? Now you can see that mostly we are working with our mobile phone. Our attention is with our mobile phone. So customers' attention is on the mobile phone now. That is why the mobile phones or digitalization become more important. The companies or organization, especially the future organization, they will use any means to reach the customer. And nowadays, mobile phone is the best mean to reach their customer. And that is where analytics are coming in. If you are working for your business, you have to see how you can reach to the customer. If you are working for any organization, you have to see how your data is working. All these are working under algorithms, and algorithms are for problem solving. Okay, so this is all again although this is a soft skill, but still it is related with the digitalization and technology. Okay, it's not only without technology skills. Now it's important. Okay, the second thing is self-management, which I asked you two major aspects from this self-management. The first one is resilience, stress, tolerance, and flexibility. And second, active learning and learning strategies. If you think, are you not using technology for learning? Digitalization have expedite your learning process. It enhances your learning ability. So you can learn anything by watching YouTube video or reading on Google. If I ask my student what is the definition of innovation, nowadays my student will not think, they will just Google it. Now thinking, they have these devices to think for them, especially the Google. And most of the time I tell them to Google it, but sometimes I say you have to use your own mind. But this is what we are living in. If you ask somebody, what does it mean? Either he will or she will go to YouTube, or he or she will go to Google. It means that the learning ability also depending on technology, digitalization. So self-management also a very important skill which we need for the future. So working with the people, there are two methods. Either you can be a leader or you can create social influence. And we all know that social influence nowadays, it means that social media, leadership also depending on the digitalization. So you need to understand this concept. Everything is captured in that digital devices because the people's attention is there, and that is where the business comes in, the change comes in. So you have to strategize your business keeping in the view that the future requirement would be more dependent on the mobile apps, digitalization, and all this. No matter if you are working with the people, you, for now, for example, I'm working with you, but on a distance through digital technologies. So means that digitalization also in this area, working with the people and creating social influences. Okay. Now, the last thing is technology use. Obviously, technology use, you can use technology in an efficient way. Either you can use it for monitoring and control, or you can use as a designer or programmer. Those two abilities need to be learned. Sometimes we are not good at technology, so we cannot design or program technology, but still you can use it for monitoring and control purposes. Okay, so that is how efficient you use technology for the future requirements. So this is also a requirement for the future organization, whether you are good at technology or not. Nowadays, when because I am from 80s, so that's why I saw all these processes emerging in front of me. When we were starting, and at that time I was looking at this thing, uh, technology or computer was considered as an additional skill, and those who were familiar with the office automation or Microsoft Office, Excel, they were highly in demand people because this is their additional skill. But remember, this is not going to happen now. This is your basic skill for the future organization. No matter you are doing your own business or you are working in any organization, the future organization, they need this technology used to be more efficient. Okay, so that is why organizations are consistently developing digital strategy. So what does it mean, digital strategy? What is organizations working for future digital strategy? There are three components, simple: the content, digital content, the data, and the analytics. This is what future organization or future businesses are doing. So the future would be with those organizations which can work with the data. Okay, so data driven decision making. That is why we have machine learning, we have all these algorithms. Even the surgeries are robotic now, even doctors are using robots. So everywhere you can see the technology. So technology is collecting data for you. Okay, and if you see the big organization in the current era, they are those which have data: Facebook, Google, Amazon, Alibaba. All these organizations if we can see the blockchain, the Bitcoin and all these, they are all working with the data. Okay, so you should understand this future scenario or future businesses will be changed, and the data would be the driving force for the future organization. That is why every organization are developing digital strategies for their businesses. Okay, so this is how we should counter these situations. So this is just a brief outline of what digital strategies organizations are using. I will share these slides with you. If you are interested, you can see them. But the point is digital strategy is important component of organization or for the future organizations. Okay. Now, if I conclude my lecture now, very simple things I explained. The first thing I told you the current scenario due to the pandemic, the situation has been changed quickly. Businesses are being reformed and we are experiencing digital transformation. The second thing I discussed was basically what organizations are looking for. Now, organizations are having challenges of resilience, challenges of digitalization and sustainability. So how they are going to get out of this situation? By utilizing human resource, and the future human resource needs to be more upgraded than the one we are. If I see myself in 5 years future time, I see no place anywhere. Even the teachers may be irrelevant in future because you have a lot of options to study or to learn. Learning ability would be the more important point. So what I did, I collected a few data and sum up for you and give you some insight that what future skills would be and what type of skills you need for the future organization. And this is where I told you the most important part and the discuss the in detail, which is digitalization. So you have to learn, you have to understand the future, you have to understand the current changes and the future organization. You may experience that future organization designs are not like the way we have now. The digitalization will change everything, and you will see in near future maybe many organizations will work branchless, will work officeless, but yet they will be big organization. If you talk about the big organization, even now Google and other Facebook, and do you think they have a proper structure of organization design? No, they have structure based on their business requirements. So organization designs are going to be changed and reshaped for the future organization. Okay, that is it. And if you need more information, you can click on these links and you can study more on these topics. Okay, thank you very much, and I open